Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is my second video ever. I know I said my last one would be a... Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my second video ever. I know I said this would be a review of Shadow and Bone, but I decided to do something different. This is something that I just found out that's going on around BookTube, and I just thought it would be a really fun thing to do to help launch my channel. So, Book Roast channel launched a readathon for the month of April, inspired by the O.W.L, or Ordinary Wizarding Level, exams taken by Hogwarts students in Harry Potter. Those are the exams you take to help determine which new exams, which is the next level of test you take in your 7th year at Hogwarts, and how well you do on your newts can help you decide what your career is in the wizarding world. So if you go to Book Roast channel, she has a link to a PDF she made detailing the rules for the readathon and all the different careers you can have, as well as the exam prerequisites for those. So the way it works is each subject, OWL, corresponds to a different kind of book you read. Here they are. Ancient Runes, that OWL is, you have to read a retelling. For arithmancy, you have to read a work written by more than one author. For astronomy, you have to read a book with star in the title. For Care of Magical Creatures, read a book with a land animal on the cover. For charms, read a book is age line, so read a book, an adult age book. Defense Against the Dark Arts is reductor, read a book with a title that begins with R. For Herbology, read a book with a plant on the cover. For History of Magic, read a book published at least 10 years ago or more. For For Muggle Studies, read a contemporary. For Potions is next ingredient, so read a sequel. And for Transfiguration, you read a book with sprayed edges or a red cover. So, those are the subjects. So finishing a book counts as passing that OWL, and the number of total books you read by April 30th counts as one passed exam, and the number of books you read determines your grade. 2 or more books is acceptable, 6 or more is exceeds expectations, and 9 or more is outstanding. Now, each career requires a certain number of past exams, certain subjects. You can be an Auror, you can be an astronomer, you can be a seer, an alchemist, potions maker, broom maker, wand maker, Hogwarts professor, herbologist, magizoologist, what's the other one making? Code breaker, metal charmer, bunch of different careers. I am going to go for Auror, Dark Wizard Catcher, Magical Special Forces. That's what Harry and Ron were when they grew up. Who doesn't want to be that? Pays really good. So for that, you need OWLs in Charms, Transfiguration, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and Potions. So I've actually already finished my Transfiguration OWL. The Power by Nomi Alderman. This has a red cover, so it counts for Transfiguration. This is a kind of dystopian, sci-fi, mock historical novel. It's about how women and girls gain the ability pretty much overnight to create electricity with their bodies, like electric eels. And this is sort of detailing the history of how they took over and they toppled the current world order and created, this matriarchy that there is in the future. So I really like this book. I gave it 4 stars. I'm going to hopefully do a more in-depth video on this, specifically about why I think men need to read this later in this month, if I can make time with all the reading I'm doing. But this is my Transfiguration owl. Here it is. I'm going to put that right here. So the next owl is for charms. You have to read an adult age book for age line, and I've already started reading mine. This is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. This is a sequel to her novel Vicious, which I read last year. It was one of my favorite books last year. I gave it 5 stars. This is about these two friends, Victor Vale and Eli Ever, who are students. They're researching EOs, or extraordinary people who have near-death experiences and then get superpowers. These guys, they have a rivalry. One of them betrays the other, and it's all about them planning their revenge. I really like this. Vengeful is the sequel. It expands the world. It introduces new characters. So far, I'm liking this. I have a feeling, although I may not like it as much as I liked Vicious, but we'll see, because I'm about 150 pages in. Hopefully, I'm going to marathon it this weekend. So I am going to do a reading vlog this weekend. I'm going to release that this Wednesday. Hopefully, I'll also include some other books that I'm reading. But that's Vicious. This is my Charms Age Line Owl, adult fiction. There we go. Just gonna put that away. Okay, so next owl is Potions. Next ingredient, read a sequel. I am going to be reading Siege and Storm, which is the sequel to Shadow and Bone. This is part of the Grishaverse by Leigh Bardugo. This takes place in a fantasy world inspired by pre-revolutionary Russia. There are these people called Grishas. They have magic powers. And there's one girl named Alina. She's special. She has the power to summon sunlight. She's a sun summoner. She gets recruited by the monarchy. But she finds out that all is not as it seems. I'm not going to tell you more. I'm going to save that for my review of Shadow and Bone. But this is going to count towards Potions, next ingredient. It's a sequel. The next book is also the third installment in this trilogy. It's Ruin and Rising. This will count as my Defense Against the Dark Arts owl. Reductos, read a book that begins with R. This is the third in the series. Like I said, I'm going to try to finish Vengeful this weekend. I'm going to spend all of next week reading these two. I read Shadow and Bone in 2 days. Hopefully these two will take me about as long. And I'll be able to cram in one more book next week, one more owl, because I'm kind of late starting this. So I'm going to put these here. And my fifth book, my fifth owl, is Herbology. Read a book with a plant on the cover, like this one has. This is The Immortalists by Chloe Benjamin. This is magical realism. It actually won, I think, Goodreads Best Historical Fiction last year. This is about these 4 children, siblings, in New York in the late 60s. They go see a fortune teller who tells them the day they're going to die and how they're going to die. And it follows them over the next decades, growing into adulthood. I've heard this is really good. Hopefully, if I finish, like I said, if I finish reading Vengeful this weekend and I finish Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising next week, I'll be able to finish this one next week. Okay, so those will be my 5 owls to be in order: Transfiguration, Charms, Potions, Defense Against the Dark Arts, and Herbology. But I also would like to get an exceeds expectation grade. So I'm going to need to read 6 books. I'm going to read I Am Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter by Erica L. Sanchez. This would be a contemporary. This is about, this will count for Muggle studies if I didn't mention that, for contemporary. This is about this young girl who comes from a Mexican-American family. Her older sister dies. Everyone loved her older sister. And, she could never measure up to her. So it's all about her coming of age, dealing with her family, discovering herself, and discovering that there was more to her older sister than met the eye. This is pretty short, and it's YA. I can read a YA book in 2 or 3 days. Hopefully I will finish this. This will give me my 6th owl for exceeds expectations. And if I can finish all of these, I will cram and hopefully by the end of the month finish East of Eden by John Steinbeck. This is a retelling of the story of Adam and Eve. So this would count for my ancient runes, and this would be my 7th owl. If I can get 7, I can be a Hogwarts professor. So if I decide I don't want to be an Auror, I can always be that. If I do become a Hogwarts professor, I would love to teach... I'm sorry, I should tell you the rules for Hogwarts professor. Hogwarts professor, 7 owls, defense against the dark arts, subject you would like to teach, and 5 other owls of your choice. I have a feeling that's going to be one of the more popular ones because it's more open. If I do become a Hogwarts professor, I would love to teach charms or defense against the dark arts. Those are 2 subjects I think I'd be good at. Hopefully I'd be head of Slytherin House. I had a Slytherin shirt I wanted to wear. I couldn't find it for this video, so I'm wearing a necklace. So these would be my 7 owls. But I'd be perfectly content with 6, 5 for being an Auror, and 1 extra to get exceeds expectations. So the reason I'm doing this is because I have not been the best reader lately. It's 3.5 months into 2019. I've only read like 7 books, which is not a lot for me. Last year I read almost 50. I'm trying to top that this year, and I don't have a lot going on right now. So this would just be a fun way to sort of improve my reading habits. I don't have a job. My family's moving in like less than 3 months, so there's no point in finding a job. So this, I'm just going to devote myself to reading for now. Maybe a little writing, but other than that, that's all I have for you guys this week. Thank you. Please like and subscribe. Bye.